everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only podcast that has that is the only podcast that has received MJF's hacked Venmo payments. That's right, we're an MJF podcast now. He has now paid us off. I'm your host, Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, legend, Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing on this fine Tuesday night? Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time. I'm not paid off by MJF. I just want that to be known. Not that, not that I was gonna. I'm having a delightful time because, of course, we are your Tuesday night delight. Dab. I will say that I will prove on this very episode that I'm not paid off by MJF. With what I will say. That being said, this is like the biggest show of the year outside of like it's this one and the next one, and then the one we do about like everything. You know, it's like this next 2 weeks is when we do a lot.
Yeah, like the next 3 shows are our biggest shows for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of content, in terms of wrestling conversation. Yeah. I'm sure there's like other shows throughout the year. I'm trying to think of like what else is like timed well enough. That there's something like maybe G1 Climax Forbidden Door, maybe there's some crossover on like review preview stuff, but I mean even that nothing is going to be comparable. Yeah. Nothing is like, comparable to the sheer amount of shows that we need to cover within the next several weeks.
I tried to fit everything into the title. Couldn't do it.
For a second there I didn't see AEW and I was like, did Scotty forget AEW in the title?
No, I just tossed in the letters. I was like, I'm not typing in World's End. I actually did forget it. To be fair, I did forget it, and then I was making the thumbnail. I was like, "Oh, right, them." Yeah, no, it's just a lot. Listen, it's just a lot. I was, you know what I've spent the past hour doing after I made our thumbnail?
What's that?
I made 4 thumbnails for my own stuff.
Holy crap!
To get the next couple days. Yeah, and it's not even all of them.
Oh my god, this guy!
Like I have to make more. I've been awake since 6:30. I am kind of tired. But the show must go on, baby. So I'm gonna go until the wheels fall off.
I'm glad we're both in the same boat. As you listener can probably tell, I'm down with the sickness, as it were.
What else is new? I can't believe the listener said that. Jeez.
Oh, that's really interrupted my bit where I was going to say "ooh Scotty," and I don't appreciate it, but I'll accept it.
I'm always going to ruin bits. Thank you.
So that's the Tuesday night delight guarantee. So yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather right now. My family came over for Christmas. My brother came to Atlanta sick, and he has gotten me effectively sick. So I very much appreciate that late Christmas present for my brother. But other than that, Scotty, I'm committed to Ring Post Radio and these listeners because this is a big time show. We have a lot of stuff to get to. So I don't want to derail us so much and talk about how our Christmas was, give a movie update on things, and I don't want to do that, Scotty. But of course I'm going to ask, how is Christmas? Give us some movie updates. Did you see Marty Supreme?
I did. Listen. Christmas was great. You know, I don't know if other people deal with this, but it's very tiring. Christmas is very tiring for me. It's a long day. But it was a good one. And I loved it. Loved Christmas. But it's kind of crazy. I was thinking, like, when's the last time we recorded? And I was like, right, we haven't recorded since last Sunday. It's been a long time. A lot of things have happened. Like you said, Christmas. I've obviously done plenty with Dream Queendom. Plenty of content and watching that show. That's a big part of that.
Yeah.
But you bring up the movies, and that, of course, is actually the most important part of my week. I went and saw a lot of movies, my friend. A lot. I went to the movie theaters twice. I'm still and I'm still confidently rolling on my
movie a day.
My movie a day. You know, here's what I've watched the past week, just to give you an idea of the work I've done.
Sure.
You ready? You locked in? Since we last talked,
I've watched 5 movies, by the way, since we last talked. But go ahead.
Very nice. I watched Caught Stealing.
What'd you think about that movie?
That was fun.
I liked it a lot. It
was quite fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I watched Avatar: Fire and Ash in theaters. So the first time I've seen Avatar in a theater. So naturally, I liked it better than the other 2 ones I watched because I didn't watch those in theaters.
And you just talk tune.
My favorite what?
Talk tune, Scotty. Talk tune.
No, actually,
Whales?
You know what's funny about Avatar? I don't actually care much about that storyline.
I don't think James Cameron
At
does
all. No. You know, I have a lot of complaints about Avatar Fire and Ash, but I did enjoy it. So like that's the 1-2 punch. I was like, "Oh, I see why people watch this in theaters because it's not as good outside of it." And I also saw it in 3D because that was the only time available unless I
You got
wanted
it.
to fall
If you're
asleep.
gonna see Avatar in theaters, you got to see it in 3D.
Gotta. I did see Marty Supreme on Christmas Eve.
Nice.
Had a wonderful time. Then I watched Home Alone 2, of course.
Oh, you're supporting our president.
Season. How dare you?
I didn't watch the film.
You've never seen Home Alone 2?
No,
in your life?
I've not seen Home Alone 2.
How the hell have you never seen? You know what? Whatever.
I watched Home Alone like maybe a year or 2 ago.
For the first time?
For the first time ever, yeah.
You're a weird fella. I watched The Naked Gun.
The one I worked on or the original one?
The one you worked on.
Oh, what'd you think?
I hated it.
What? No. but did you feel like everyone got paid properly? Got their
yeah, of course. That was actually the first thing I thought of. I was like, you know, Ryan paid these people well, so good on him.
Did you see my name in the credits misspelled?
I did actually. I watched Wake Up Dead Man. Really enjoyed that. A lot better than Glass Onion for me. I watched Begonia,
and
that was a head. Have we made it past the time? That was a head fuck. Holy shit!
I would argue that's a. I was going to say that's a head spoiler.
Touche. I also watched Sentimental Value.
Oh, I really want to see that still.
That was fantastic. And last night, while I was super stressed about something, I decided, oh, you know what? Let me watch Whiplash. Fucking idiot I am.
Yeah.
I was like,
that won't stress you out more.
My stress levels went up about 1 million. Also fantastic. So I did a really good watch through this week of a lot of great movies, from this year. I think most of, except for Avatar, all the ones I saw from this year are comfortably in my top 10 for 2025. They all might be in my top 5. I don't know about Begonia, maybe just outside, but all really good. Quite enjoyed them all. And yeah, I got work done.
You got work done. I appreciate it. You got some heavy hitters out of the way too, which is really nice.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters in there. But I'd recommend all the ones that I named from this year. Even Avatar, I guess, but they already make enough money, so don't.
With a special recommendation for Home Alone 2 for one.
Shut up. You know what's actually funny about Home Alone 2? So I rewatched it for the first time in a while. I was like, this movie just isn't that good.
I can't imagine. Home Alone 1 was like pretty fine, if I recall.
The first one's a lot better. Well, I mean, the first time you saw it was when you were what, 27 years old?
Yeah. What did I
it's a little different, Big Chief.
Yeah, it was the same way. You know, my wife and I talked about a lot when it came to Hook, because she watched Hook.
He sucks.
Well, no. Hook. Was it Hook? The Robin Williams Peter Pan movie? Is that Hook?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I know what you mean.
It's the one. You know, my wife watched it when she was younger, and she loves that film. And I watched it this year or whatever it was.
And you were like, "This thing stinks."
It wasn't that it stinks. It was just like it's fine. And I think it's. And I've had that conversation with Jesse obviously before, and I've had that conversation with other people. Like, I think there's like a certain amount of movies that like hit when you're kids.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like famously
hit when
known.
You're kids, and when you're an adult, you don't have that feeling anymore because you're a jaded adult. But then also, it's something that I can recognize that it would be fun again to watch when I have kids.
Sure,
so I can see it through their eyes. Like
I will say. There's always a good, there's some movies that I loved when I was a kid that I definitely don't like now. And then there's some other movies that I did like as a kid that hold up and I still like. For example,
that's true.
Would you like an example?
Yeah, of course.
I loved the Fantastic Four when I was a kid. Those movies suck, dude. They're terrible.
Yeah.
But I loved it when I was a kid. You know, that's the type of thing which I get. I don't think I had a emotional connection to Hook. I certainly don't to the wrestler because he sucks. What is that?
We're doing the hook thing where he puts his arms.
Oh yeah. Listen, buddy, that's your company.
We're doing the hook pose.
The hook pose. You're a hooker.
But
yeah,
I gotta mess up my hair.
What movies did you watch this week?
I watched Klaus, or I think it's just Claus.
Oh, I wanted to watch that and then I didn't.
Great Christmas movie. Came out in 2019. Great Christmas movie. I watched Tar, the Kate Blanchett movie from a couple years ago, where she's a conductor. Great movie. Movie.
Let me see. Tar.
T-A with a little thing on it and an R.
I've literally never heard of this movie.
Yeah, nominated for Oscars and whatnot. I watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
I watched K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hey, there we go.
Great. Fun little movie. Fun, nice little movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And then last night I watched another Christmas movie that came out last year, Christmas Eve in Miller's Point. It's like an indie art house IFC Films movie
after Christmas.
Well, we just put it through in the pot. You know, we said that my wife and I said that December is a bunch of Christmas movies, so we threw it in the pot for December. And that movie I did not enjoy. But we did. I did tell you before that we do this. We're doing this thing next year where we're rolling the dice on like a theme month.
Yeah.
I talked about it previously. If November is like Thanksgiving leftovers, we're watching movies we've missed in 2025. December was Christmas movies. And so we rolled the dice on what January was. We had a couple of pun names, but then we also had like a bunch of like none of these apply to any sort of months, like just like directors' movies or something.
Sure.
So I put it all in a randomizer. We spun the randomizer, and I'll have you know that next month my wife and I will be watching the films of Francis Ford Coppola. So
that's a good one.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
Well, it's mostly good. Are you watching the recent one?
Megalopolis?
Yeah.
I'm considering it. I get 2 picks. My wife gets 2 picks. And part of me is like, do I just pick the Godfathers? Or is there another part of me is like, or do I just shove the Godfathers to like another month or something? You know, like Godfathers /
You should
Goodfellas
probably watch one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There is other
one of the Godfathers and then pick something stanky.
There are other Francis Franny FC movies out there, so I'm considering.
Franny Fight Club.
Fanny Death Riders. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. Well, speaking of that Death Rider, Scotty, let's get into the actual show because we burned enough time.
What show?
The Tuesday Night Delight.
Ring Post Radio. I thought you meant like I was trying to tee you up to be like AEW World's End, but
the show, of course, AEW World's End. I'm just not sick, Scotty, and because of that, my listening and skills of transitions are perfectly attuned. Of course, we're talking about the show AEW World's End. Took place in the Hoffman Estates Now Arena, practically in front of 9,000 people, 8,968 people. This was the last pay-per-view of AEW's year. And I thought, for all intents and purposes, closed it with a pretty solid bang. I don't think the best pay-per-view of the year, but there's some stuff on here that's, I think a certified classic with one of the semifinals for the Continental Classic. You have got a lot of movement in terms of interesting new stuff in the main title program in terms of things we predicted that we're not happy about, but nonetheless, there is movement. A lot of things to talk about coming out of here, Scotty. But overall, what did you think of the show itself, the pay-per-view?
It was the type of show that left me saying, I don't know if I have to watch this company anymore. And then it has everything to do with the main event. You could honestly forget everything else. By the way, it's just a side note before I forget. So I was watching with my friend, right? We were watching the show, and Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin came up. So he left, and I shut it off. That is the movement of Gabe Kidd now.
Wow. Can you believe
which is impressive because if you remember a year ago, we were previewing him versus Kenny Omega. What a year! What a year for
he has active go away heat with you.
Active, big time.
How do you consider that he is a madman?
Yeah, it's the only thing I've ever considered. That's the only thing he ever says. I don't know if I'm going to call the show bad.
Yeah,
But I
it's not a
definitely
bad
didn't
show. I
love
feel like
it.
they've had a weaker show in the
I
past.
disliked a lot of the results. I think that's fair. Like, let's just start at the beginning. I hated everything about the screwdriver spot because Paul Turner is staring at Okada and he's like, "Oh, duh, I gotta turn around." Terrible. Like at that point, you gotta adjust. You know.
Yeah. Ultimately,
Um,
2 ref spots that that Okada blew during this show.
big time.
I think
Big
the
time.
second one's a little bit not as bad,
Yeah.
but still not great.
Well, the first one sucks because it was the big Okada versus Takeshita match that we've been building for months and months and months,
Yeah.
and it ended like that. Loved John Moxley versus Kyle Fletcher.
Mhm.
That was great.
Mhm.
That was great. And I said to myself when I was watching, I was like, man, this should have just been the final.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, we kind of put off Okada and Takeshita and just, not done that. Moxley's great. Shocker, I know. He's back in his best role, which is the babyface ace type figure,
Yeah.
And you felt that throughout the night. I think he was by quite easily the MVP of the show.
Yeah. Real quick housekeeping things. Just because we have a whole lot of card stuff to talk about, Scotty, I don't think we'll necessarily go match by match. We'll just give
Oh,
broad
buddy, I
strokes.
have nothing to say about FT Stink.
Well, that Stokely table spot was pretty fun.
That was cool.
That was insane. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Moxley, I think, was the MVP of the night. Whereas, the Fletcher match was great, and the Okada match wasn't as good, still very solid. He was undoubtedly the MVP of the night. It was a very interesting show. Moxley was great, the best wrestler of the night. The ongoing story of the Continental Classic having the of itself the booking decision of the screwdriver spot. Okada uses it, outside the blown aspects of it. Okada uses it to sort of stab Takeshi in the head, and you get this sort of like not a babyface turn, but a sympathy turn from Takeshita, where it's like people are going to be on his sides because he's going to go after the dastardly heeled Callis and Okada. And then you have that in the semifinal where
I did like Fletcher looking for it.
Kyle Fletcher looking everywhere for it, can't find it. And because of that, ultimately he, and various other things, ultimately loses to John Moxley in a outstandingly well-built, well-executed, great match that is causing former managers of John Moxley to lose their minds online. I think that's a win-win on all those books. And then, of course, not the main event, but the semi-main event where Moxley, and by the way, this was also a match where John Moxley is just slowly but surely like winning the crowd over the entire match. And then you get to the semifinal the entire night where Moxley is full on turned babyface. What I find fascinating about the Continental Classic on this night is you have a planned babyface turn with Konosuke Takeshita, to a degree, because of the result of the match. And even though, he was already kind of practically a tweener, you have a planned booked turn there. For Moxley, not a turn actively at all. Instead, just a natural audience response. And sure, Moxley is probably wrestling in a certain style that evokes, crowd response here. But just a night where the crowd goes from this guy last year choking up Bryan Danielson with the bag and booing him out of the arena to one of the biggest baby faces of the entire night. I think it's fascinating what that sort of turn was.
I mean, the promo was full babyface too. Like that was the icing on the cake. I think it's the thing with Moxley is very similar to that of like any great wrestlers that eventually fans are just going to want to cheer for you again. And John Moxley is one of those guys and has for a long time been one of those guys in AEW. He has been the ace. We've talked about this many times. Everyone talks about that. He's been the guy, and the heel run was what it was. It was bumpy right at the beginning and obviously had the payoff.
Very bumpy. You had one of the worst matches of the year with that Revolution, I believe it was Revolution main event with him versus Copeland.
Yeah, and I will say this, he put over 3 baby faces before the turn, I think that was very unique. Now, there's a question of did any of those 3 gain anything from it? I mean,
let's
Hangman
go down
did.
the list. Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah. It did, but it got ripped away. Not Moxley's fault.
Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly. He did,
hurt,
but got injured, and that kind of stinks.
Yep. And then Darby, no.
Yes, but
Well,
but
that
not.
match was flat ending, so that didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't. Okay, so maybe there are points deducted from Moxley, but also not necessarily Moxley. He did put over people. He did his job.
Yeah. So I think that's just fascinating. And I like to credit Moxley because I've long liked Moxley, and I think his year was a fascinating one. One that, when you look at the best AEW wrestlers of the year, he'll probably deserve that credit in the end, despite the brutal first few months. You know, because those first few months weren't good. Yeah,
certainly in the conversation.
I don't think he's won or anything, but I think the way he rose up and the way he ended it was really good. Yeah. Speaking of the Continental Classic, I just have to say this because we had talked about it last week. The unified title was the biggest waste of time in the history of this company.
100%. That unified title doesn't make any sense. I even pitched a scenario where Takeshita wins the whole thing and he can still be a unified champion with the IWGP thing.
Yeah.
Don't even do that. Instead, the title's just gone.
Okada's just the international champion now.
Yeah.
That's all he is. It was so that title was a glorified Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada title.
Which it was. I mean, there was also, if I recall, the side plates was the One-Winged Angel and the Rainmaker.
Yeah. It was why did you even make it?
It was a belt to signify the importance of this match in particular, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. But beyond that, it had no meaning whatsoever. So does that belt ultimately have meaning?
No, I never want it back because it was just a waste of time.
Yeah, this guy, Tony Khan, does not understand the concept of what a unified belt is, or I would even argue
must be nice to be.
I was going to say an interim belt.
Son of a billionaire specifically. Because you can just waste money. Clearly. That belt wasn't cheap.
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
You know? And then the other thing I want to say, and I just think this is funny, Tony Khan managing to defeat both guys involved in the two most important matches on Wrestle Kingdom. Awesome. Just good job.
Well, the good news is, Scotty, good news is, Scotty, is they'll get the win backs later. They'll get the win back at Wrestle Kingdom, won't they?
That would be really well. One of them will. Maybe two.
We'll talk about that.
Now, shout out to my boy Yuta Tsuji saying, "Yeah, this AEW relationship stinks." I was like, I might be back in on Yuta Tsuji. Not that I was out. We'll get there. But yeah, I think the tournament was fine. What else happened on this show?
We had the FTR tag match, which was fine. The Baszler Raft tag match, which I think was fine, but that obviously builds to Willow versus Mercedes at Dynamite this Wednesday.
Yeah, that's bomb. Wish it was January 1st though, so it count towards next year. But I digress. Now my head's on to next year. I once Queendom ends for me, I kind of move on to 2026.
I've already prepped my worksheet for 2026.
Right. Yeah. We all have, right? All of us, if you have one, you have done that, and you're looking at next year, looking at all the big shows we're going to talk about today. It's like, who gives a shit about Kento? Things like that. Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, FTR, I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm out.
Done? I thought it was a nice little match.
Done. I'm out.
What did they do? What did they do to mess you up here? Too boring.
They're boring. I don't think.
To be fair, I don't think their boringness is on them for this match. I mean,
you leave
Gun
Club
Club is kind of pretty boring on this.
You leave Juice out of this. We can blame Austin Gunn. I'm out on them. I think people that say that they're tag team of the year contenders are out of their minds. Thank you.
I'm looking at my worksheet and I saw it labeled at 4.5 stars. So I said, that's not right whatsoever. And I realized that I accidentally copied and pasted from the Kyle Fletcher Moxley match. I was like,
right. Whoa.
I thought it was I thought it was a really good match. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't know. I think
their matches also are too long.
Was it 16:58?
Their matches are often long in the tooth for me.
Yeah,
is that what the saying is? It doesn't make sense to me.
Mercedes women's tag match I thought was nice little match.
Do we like Mercedes getting pinned every match?
It leads to the TBS title match, so I think Look,
but like every match, not this one necessarily. This one's fine.
I think they're not doing enough for the story of it all.
Yeah,
because I think it's a little bit of like, she is this dominating champion, arguably the best woman, like the women's wrestler of the year, right? Winning all this gold all over the place.
Right.
And there's this element of us.
They're putting the Sports Illustrated video together, right? Of her, she's the women's wrestler of the year, and now she's losing every match.
Well, what I think the story is, to a degree, and they haven't really effectively nailed it, is the story of like someone who is now resting on their laurels.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And I don't, and there are moments where she steps up, right? There's like the Red Velvet title unification match where she wins that, and she, the TBS title match against Layla Gray, I want to say, which she successfully defends.
Wow.
She pins I think it was Harley or Willow at that 8-man tag, which got us to this women's tag team match here on this pay-per-view. So it's like there are moments where she wins, but now there are also moments where she's, the cracks are falling and being exposed. Losing the Rev Pro title to Alex Windsor, losing the Ring of Honor Women's Tag title, TV title to Red Velvet, and now potentially losing the TBS to Willow, which I don't think is going to happen. But still,
like her little burst at the end. Yeah, it'd be really funny if she puts over Alex Windsor and Red Velvet, but I can't get a damn Willow singles title. Yeah, no, I just think there could be more to it.
I think it's an issue of Mercedes Monet's storytelling or maybe promo ability, because it's like, I feel like she has like concepts of the story that are like being put together, but there's like pieces of the puzzle that she knows about and she's thinking, but they aren't effectively being told.
Yeah.
On screen, and I think that's kind of what the issue may be with her. I also think it's an issue of my big old theory of that. We put Willow and Harley Cameron on a hamster wheel because of whatever delays happened for the AEW Women's Tag Title Tournament, and then they're finally winning the titles. In theory, Scotty, I would have guessed they would have won the tag titles in August, right? For All in Texas. Instead, it got delayed for so long. My theory was, that's what's kind of happening here. And I wonder if the TBS title defense of Mercedes was always planned, but now we kind of have to condense everything a little bit to try to get to this point super quick. So I wonder if that's part of it as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Because because look, if Willow wins on Wednesday, which I don't think should actually happen, I think it's almost too soon, but it also makes sense if it happens.
Out of all the people she should lose to.
Yes, she should be losing to Willow, but at the same time, it's a weird moment where I'm like, well, it's too quick. But I do think it might be too quick because we're throwing a bunch of stories out super quickly.
What, it ain't too quick for Willow. We've been waiting. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
It's weird. Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd, I thought was a nice little match. A lot of blood from Darby, so that was nice. And I want to say Gabe Kidd as well. A lot of blood from Gabe Kidd. So nice little bloody affair. Would you have any takes on the Mixed Nuts match? A movie I also watched recently on my Christmas watch.
It was fun.
It was nice. Yeah, I think it was a fun little match as well. Chris Stat, Jamie Hayter. I don't know. Again, another nice little match.
I am gonna say it. I'm not connecting with Chris Statlander, AEW Women's World Champion, which is a bummer because I want her to win the title.
I'm in the same boat. I'm not connecting.
It connects with how she won the belt in the first place, and just it doesn't feel like there is an added character. I think I saw someone say this really well. She may be the world champion, but she doesn't feel she's elevated at all.
Yeah.
Which is a weird feeling, but it's true.
Think of the reality of the situation of Chris Stat is that like she is somebody that is like there in ring. I think she's just missing a piece, and the piece that like fully unlocked with Chris Stat was her teaming with Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah,
right. And now just separated, it's like we're back to the spot of she's a great wrestler, but there's just a piece missing. And yeah, I think it is a little bit of a better heel. And they keep teasing this idea of being heel for Chris Stat, and they're leaning into the idea, but like at a certain point, we kind of have to pull the trigger because I do agree. I'm starting to lose faith, not faith in Chris Stat, but just sort of interest, I guess.
Yeah, there's just no connection, and she doesn't feel more important than she did before winning the title.
Yeah,
and the character's not progressing. It doesn't feel it. I don't know. There's just something lacking there.
plus it's also
Which
this
is
thing
a
of
shame.
It's also this thing of we kind of both thought that this match was going to be the Tekla match, and then she kind of disappeared for some reason, probably injury. So
Sure,
I
I mean
wonder if
that
it's another
didn't
hamster wheel.
necessarily affect me, but it was babyface versus babyface, so that's also
Yeah,
part of
I
it.
wonder if it's a hamster wheel, is what I'm asking. Because we both know Tony Khan loves his
I
hamster
am
wheels.
so tired of the hamster wheel.
I know. We already talked about the Continental Classic final match, so I guess we'll leave it all on the floor for the 4-way.
Yeah,
MJF wins the title.
Stank.
I brought it up last pay-per-view, and I gotta take my victory lap, Scotty, because we did agree that it kind of made sense for MJF to win, and he did. He defeated the team, not the team. He defeated the guys of Samoa Joe, Swerve, and Adam Page. MJF walks away with the world title. He's your new world champion heading into 2026. Scotty, his first defense is at Maximum Carnage, I believe, against Bandito.
Yeah, he should. The fact that he might just beat Bandito sucks ass, and when I say might, I mean he will. Why? This is the company that says we're the best wrestler and your world champion's MJF. Shameful. This
I'm kind of letting you breathe here, Scotty.
I have no interest in watching him be world champion. -0.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have anti-interest, if anything.
There's no redeeming quality. You know why John Moxley won the Continental Classic to win the Continental title? Because Tony Khan knows this. He's like, I need a good world champion, but I have to give I don't get it.
In case MJF pisses off everyone again, we need a backup.
When you know the same night that's going to happen, that's not good.
He's also turned babyface, coincidentally enough.
Yeah, MJF's not a babyface. Oh, John Moxley. Yeah.
John Moxley.
Yeah. I was like, MJF can't turn babyface. That'd make this worse again.
Yeah.
Somehow. No, it's true though. Like, I don't get it. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to consistently say, I don't get it. Why? Why do you feel this guy who essentially took the year off, by the way, and not for injuries, just for movies, has to be the world champion of your company? He has had so many bad performances since the first time he won this world title that you can count maybe on one hand his good performances. Maybe.
Okay, here we go. Mystico from this year. Mystico?
Yeah.
Mark Briscoe?
Yeah, the last one, yeah.
Was that his last match? Was Mark Briscoe? Oh, it was Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up because I'm like, I cannot believe that.
Oh,
no, technically it was Dust. No, that was the Dynamite one. Mystico. How many times did he wrestle this year? Oh no, he wrestled like a match.
12.
So Mystico, Mark Briscoe, which was his last two. He had him good. I feel like that Forbidden Door match of Adam Page was pretty good, if I recall.
It wasn't. It was not what I would consider good. It was probably maybe fine at best.
Let's see what Cage Match has it at 8.09.
That doesn't tell me anything. This is AEW. Continue.
What about the one at Revolution this year?
What's the match at Revolution?
Him against Hangman Adam Page, the opener of the show. 8.17.
That I liked better.
So we'll say Mystico, Mark Briscoe, and Adam Page. We'll just give those three
good matches this year.
Yeah, that's probably in order too.
And by the way, did you hear the three wrestlers that he faced? The ultimate baby faces.
Mystico, the should be Luthez winner of the year.
Right, like Mystico legitimately Mystico in Arena Mexico. Yeah. He literally had to do nothing for that to be great. He got to make Mystico bleed in Arena Mexico. Like he got everything he could have asked for. That's 3 matches. And by the way, I'm going to guess at least one of those don't get run in this title reign. I'm going to say Mystico isn't, unless we're giving Mystico the world title, which
in which case, I'm down.
I would also want the Luthez winner to win it. Yeah, I literally messaged you when the show ended, and you didn't watch it yet. But I messaged you when the show ended. I was like, "You like this company?" Because I was just like, so you gave me a Samoa Joe mini run.
Yeah, which in all intents and purposes, did it have to be here, or was it just a way to?
It didn't need to happen.
Now it's a way to do a transitional title reign to MJF from Adam Page, but Adam Page lost in a cheat fact. It's a way to protect Adam Page because of the hook turn. So Samoa Joe gets the win and then lose the title to MJF, so that I guess Adam Page is winning. But also, how long is this title reign going to be? Because that's the big question. The last one was really long and
bad.
And are we going to go back to Wembley with MJF? In which case, it's the Owen winner. In which case, I mean, and if there's no Owen winner, that tournament's going to be pretty interesting because there's a lot of contenders. But we're all suspecting that one's going to be the Will Ospreay match. So, if we're excited for Will Ospreay versus MJF,
hold on. I am not assuming anything with a guy that got neck surgery.
That's fair.
That guy has no timetable until he gets 7 checkups.
That's fair. We haven't really heard any sort of updates about that.
So if this is going to depend on him losing to Will Ospreay, holy God, we could be here for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Look, I'm not happy about this either. If I had to give any sort of mild optimism, it's the fact of look, the beginning of AEW of MJF's title reign the first time around was pretty solid. We had some solid matches with the Bryan Danielson Iron Man match. Well, no, that's not the point, Scotty. The point is that he is capable of having some solid title offenses and having a solid run as heel. The real problem, Scotty, is when things turn face. And he turned babyface, and we got the whole Devil Adam Cole bullshit. We will also, by the way, Scotty, Adam Cole also not around, so maybe there's a plus there for two.
Let's call it like it is. It's bad when he gets the book, and he very clearly had all of his control during that reign.
Yeah, and as far as we can tell, based on Tony Khan interviews, he has converted a lot more of the decision making back into Tony Khan's book. Which is good.
Do you know what that means, though? That means he's the one that booked this. So I hate him at the moment.
yes. But that's part of the mild optimism is that, look, if MJF had more of the book during his title reign, that's one thing. But now Tony Khan seemingly has more of it, which could be good.
Looking like an Italian villain.
I know. His hair is so bad.
He's not Italian.
I know. His hair looks so incredibly bad.
Here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one title defense you are legitimately in full force and full confidence looking forward to. That's gonna happen because Mystico's not happening, so don't say him.
Well, look, I do think the Bandito one's gonna be very good. Bandito is very great.
Are you happy with Bandito being fed to him already?
Look, Scotty, Bandito has a very great crowd connection, and he can get that crowd riled up.
Champion, by the way, continue.
He can. If you can do any amount of the formula with the Mystico match with Bandito, I think you have something there. And I think it's plausible. Obviously, there's certain stipulations that you can't do.
Hold on,
right? But I do think there's something there that you can have with Bandito having a great match with MJF. I do think that could be pretty solid. I do think an Adam Page match would be pretty solid.
Something tells me the Phoenix, Arizona crowd won't be as good as Arena Mexico.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's not possible to get up to that same degree. You had a title versus mask match in Arena Mexico. You had blood in an arena that is not allowed to have any. And there's so many factors that are not going to help the match. But I do think that Bandito is capable of having a crowd connection where he's able to get the crowd on his side for a big world title match. I do think an Adam Page match would be very exciting to watch as well, based on their previous match history. I think that could be interesting. Outside of that, I mean, I'll be honest, Swerve MJF doesn't really do anything for me. It's a nice little MLW offer match, I guess, but doesn't really do much.
That reminds me, the buddy Hangman Swerve thing stinks.
Yeah, I'm not jazzed about it. Unless we're doing a full-on tag run, then sure. But I'm not interested right now.
Man, I'm just so bummed. Like I was telling you weeks ago, like, oh my interest in the company is pretty down, and then they were like, oh, let me give MJF the world title.
Yeah, I fully agree about the Moxley thing. I fully think that the intention there is to have a dual world title with Moxley, and just that. And I think that's it. I think, and I think that is kind of telling.
Didn't they do this last time?
What do you mean by last time? Last year?
When he was when MJF was world champion, didn't they do this at one point?
Yeah, who was
Please
the
Jon Moxley? Please tell me.
I think it was. I think
he did win it. Yeah, he beat Phoenix for it.
Which he shouldn't have. he shouldn't have technically. That was at Full Gear. Well, technically, that was Full Gear. MJF beats Moxley.
Oh, he didn't have it for long though.
So MJF had it from November of 22 to December of 23.
Oh, they tried to. Who the hell was it? They tried to do it with Orange Cassidy.
Okay. Yeah, Moxley would be a better option there.
Maybe. How many titles did this company have at the time? Oh, wait a minute. Who's TNT champion? That's the real question.
I can't imagine it was anyone. Yeah, Moxley had the international championship for 17 days during September, and that was the only thing he had.
Oh
who was the TNT champion during that period?
It was bad. It was like 7 different people. Darby at the beginning of the year. Samoa Joe, Darby Allin, Samoa Joe, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland. Jesus Christ.
So that
you want me to be jazzed?
I don't want you to be jazzed. I'm not arguing for jazz whatsoever. I am giving
You're arguing for blues. Sorry.
I'm giving the devil's advocate argument here, which is, look, as long as he doesn't turn face, this could be solid enough. The Bandito match, the Adam Page match, these are matches that do kind of wet my whistle. Outside of that, I mean, am I looking forward to a Darby match? Not really. You know,
the most exciting match this entire title reign could have had can't happen.
Which is
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome because that story was there.
Yeah, you could. I don't know what his injury is, but you know.
And then you give him the world title.
Now we're talking. Big Bob.
Shut up, Big Bob.
Like,
let's give the title El Clan. Coming soon to Collision.
We're talking. Yeah, well, we don't know what Bobby Lashley's injury is, so we don't know how long he's going to be out. But that is a match you can do with him coming back.
You know, I hope they run for you specifically. I hope they run back MJF versus Jay White. I hope they give you that match.
I hope they do MJF Jeff Jarrett. Now we're talking, baby.
Yeah, my world.
Like
that could be his retirement match.
That is the thing with MJF's year. He has a good amount of dangling threads. He has this Jeff Jarrett thing. He has his Hurt Syndicate thing. He has like Adam Page to a degree. He, if Adam Cole is ever able to come back, that's a dangling thread. He has all these things out there that you could do and put in. Again, these are all devil's advocate. I want people to be clear. I am not interested in this title defense or title reign whatsoever. MJF actively hurt everyone's interest, not everyone, but a good amount of people's interest in this company, including us. I was struggling so long to try to come up with anything to defend this company in my devil's advocacy. Right now, I can pull out some things out of my bag, but if it lasts that long, I'm going to be struggling very hard. This guy cannot be a babyface. It really demoralized the company so much in a period of time, Scotty, that it was getting brutalized by all the fallout of Brawl Out, right? And Wembley, specifically. It was not a good time to be a fan of AEW. And seeing the main world title, the main storyline of this company being babyface MJF and the worst drizzling shit of the devil Adam Cole stuff you've ever seen was not a good fan. The discourse online was garbage. The TV product was garbage. None of it was interesting. Now we are out. Now, to be fair to all of that, we are out of the shadows of the Punk. That is true. You can't deny we're not out of the shadows of CM Punk at this point. MJF, currently not a babyface. He's got a lot of babyface challengers he can face. Darby, Swerve, Page, the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe. Oh, throw in a Roddy Strong match. That's fun.
He's gonna face Adam Copeland, And it's gonna be the worst match of the year by a lot.
I mean, is he going
I
to
would say,
face Adam
John
Copeland?
Moxley had a bad match with Adam Copeland.
Is he going to face Adam Copeland, or is he just going to do he's just waiting around for the FTR for him to come back from Percy Jackson and do the FTR tag?
There's time for him to walk back in and then go. I don't know.
Because
Listen,
where we left off of Adam Copeland was his wife getting attacked, and he has to now go do his own thing because his wife has been in the ICU for 5 months or whatever. Look, again, I'm not interested in this whatsoever. As of right now, if I were to be honest and give some devil's advocate stuff, Scotty, there are more things going forward.
Not the same thing.
What's that?
I said being devil's advocate and being honest are not the same thing.
That's true. Then my true feelings on this is not something I am interested in, nor do I want. That being said, I think we could be set up in a better spot than where we left it with MJF's title reign the first time around. And that means that there could be a better recipe for success. This guy needs to have a great title reign. This needs to be the best title reign in the history of man, Scotty, because the first one was the worst title reign in the history of man, right? And I think MJF knows that. I think this guy's smart enough and online enough that he knows that.
Well, he's definitely online enough.
This guy needs to have a great title reign. So prove it. Prove it, buddy. Make all of us, make you and me and all the people online who are despising this to come back and say, in 3 months when he loses the title, to come back and say, look, it was a solid reign. I have to hand it to him. He proved me wrong. The problem is he is at such a deficit of proving us wrong, Scotty. He has to, again, do astronomical numbers.
Modern day Triple H can't have a good run. He can't. That's what he is. He's modern day Triple H. I don't see it. I think he's a bad wrestler. So that doesn't help. That does not help me. Like, the way he has a great reign is if he changes dramatically.
Yeah. And the last time he did change dramatically to be a babyface, to be fair.
But like, people liked the beginning of the reign. That's why he did turn babyface, because people liked him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because that's also the other problem. If you had to give one, I talked about like the outside of the shadow of the CM Punk stuff and all that jazz. The other problem with MJF is part of that whole thing was we all know that like people like his shtick. So he was able to use his shtick and people liking it to turn babyface. Now, as we saw in the past couple weeks and months, he does his shtick to get heel heat, but people still like him doing his stuff. But he needs to get the heel heat. So he has to, as you said, I think, change pretty drastically in his promo style to not get heel heat and to actively get all these people to say, you're our bastard, you're a devil, whatever you're called, not bastard, that's Pac. You're our bullshit, whatever, I don't know, whatever his thing is. You have to get those people to shut up, basically. And I don't know how you're going to do that without, like, agree with you, changing your promo style drastically. That's the biggest issue. He gets heel heat, but it's also like it's not gonna. You can't use what you usually do to get heel heat because it's also something that you use to get babyface cheers, and that is going to be a problem. And that I think is a problem with MJF moving forward, and I think it's going to be something he has to solve. Like again, Scotty, I'm not interested in this. I know for a fact you're not interested in this at all. I think you can agree with me that for him to get us interested in this title reign, he's going to have to put in a lot of work and do extremely, extremely well. And you and I think more so you, but also me, don't have a lot of trust in his ability to do that.
I haven't said MJF is good since 2022. It's 2025. About to be 2026. It's been 4 years almost since I said, oh, he's pretty good now. That's not good. It's over. It's over. Shut it down.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to another show because we got more things to go to. Stardom Dream Queendom in Ryogoku Korakuen Hall, 6,563 in attendance for this big time show for Stardom. Scotty, I will say I only watched one match of this show because my work has gotten super busy and I got sick. So I could not pay attention long enough to watch another match. But I only watched one. Would you like to take a guess on what match it was? Yeah, baby. You know I gotta support the queen. Losing? What the fuck is this? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean a few
BS is this?
A few business things. Second biggest attendance in company history. Biggest Ryogoku attendance. They did not announce the Tokyo Dome, which I'm kind of upset about.
We both kind of were like, maybe
this would have been the time.
Yeah, I know.
Instead, All-Star Grand Queendom is going back to the Yokohama Arena, so it'll be interesting to see how it does without Tam retiring, but very popular company, so I'm interested in that at least year over year.
The Ryogoku attendance to see what
it's the highest by a lot. It's the highest by like 2,000. They also beat New Japan's last time there by 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I was looking up, was to see what other companies did this year. King of Pro Wrestling was that show that, of course, was Takeshita winning the world title from Zack Sabre Jr., 5,372. Like you said.
Also, Tanahashi's last Sumo Hall show. But
yeah, that's Stardom beat them by 1,200. I'm gonna keep looking around. So you go ahead and talk about Stardom Dream Queendom.
Yeah, I mean, I already reviewed it, so I don't want to do like the whole match by match thing. It was an interesting show. I think that's kind of the way to take away from it.
Here's a question I want to have, and I think this can be helpful to guide for new listeners and people like me and listeners like me that are aware of Stardom and are on and off, maybe more casual fans than you are, Scotty. Because you have a lot of listeners, I assume, that are more diehard Stardom fans than even this show, probably.
Yes.
One issue and concern that we had talking about on the Ring Post Radio about this card, about Stardom Dream Queendom, was that, especially when it came to the main event with Saya Kamitani versus Sayori Anou, which I imagine Saya Kamitani won, Scotty.
Correct.
Was we were concerned about how sort of important of a show this was going to be. This is one of the big time shows for Stardom, but it was very obvious that this was not a big time like main event card for Stardom. You know, there easily could have been people on this card that could have made a big time main event, big time for a big time show. Maybe could have sold more tickets. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Well, they couldn't sell more tickets.
No, they for what they set up, they actually could not sell more.
Yeah, I was going to say they need a bigger building for that, but
not a bigger building. They need to be able to put more than one person in the sumo blocks.
Yeah. I still noticed that too. It's always so awkward. I don't know why they didn't do that. Anyways,
I don't either. It looks so much worse. Like when they do that, it's like, wait a minute. But continue. Sorry.
So the big question I have, Scotty, is, in terms of like, we talk about it on like the ballot a lot. Historically, is this a historically significant show? Is this an important show that's going to go down in the history of Stardom, or is this sort of like, it was a big time show, but nothing really mattered too much? That's I think the big question I have.
I think for Saya Kamitani it will be. When you have the conversations of Saya Kamitani, I think it will be. I think that's kind of the big takeaway for me. Historically significant, like Stardom's history, it's honestly like it's a show I don't know. I think a big part of it will be how Fuwa-chan's career goes, if we're being quite honest. Because this was her re-debut, all of her merchandise sold out, just massive numbers in every way. So like she's a big part of why this crowd was as big as it was. You had three great factors working for you heading into the show: Saya Kamitani's existence, international fans coming over, and Fuwa-chan making her official or re-debut. Because I don't know if I explained it on this show enough, but Fuwa-chan is a big star, and while she's gone through a lot of things, this was her essentially official return to the surface in Japan. She was essentially away for a year plus. Like, she went off the map, and she comes back in a major way. So I think this can be a historically significant show beyond the Saya Kamatani of it all for someone like Fuwa-chan, because it can be a show that you point back to of this is when she debuted here and again helped raise business more and more for the company. I think that's gonna be a fascinating story point for them. But as a show, like, it's not gonna be a show I necessarily remember outside of Fuwa-chan, quite frankly. Like, even for me, like, I'm not gonna remember this Saya Kamatani defense as anything super special.
Which that
But
stinks, to be fair.
yeah, it does.
I mentioned the match was still good, but still.
It was good. It's kinda like fitting of Kamatani's post-TAM everything, you know? A lot of it has just kinda been there. She's had some great matches, but, nothing is I feel like is gonna stick with you, you know? I feel like so much of Kamatani's run, and I will continue to say how amazing it is what she's done this year and winning the MVP and all that stuff. There's still, like, we got to a point where a lot of people started to say, "Okay, we need more." And a lot of people's reactions when the show was over was like, "Yeah, it was a good show, but, like, nothing no big surprises, no big changes, status quo." And my big argument is that for the second year in a row, they pretty much said, like, hate runs the company. And this is just more emphasis on that because they have every belt of meaning. They have the Wonder, World, Artist, Goddesses. They have all the main ones. They don't have the High Speed or Future or New Blood tags. That's all they don't have. And quite frankly, they're probably going to add the IWGP on Sunday, right? So it's like this is kind of the following. So it's more they use this to set up 2026, which I don't have a problem with, but it kind of ended up being a lame duck show outside of a great Sari versus Natsupoi match, a great debut by Fuwa-chan. That's what's going to be remembered more so than, and that hate is now fully taken over, fully dominating again, winning every match.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what were some of the best matches on here, but speaking of hate, I mean, they, I believe, retain their Goddesses of Stardom tag titles. I'm looking at the card with Guy. Let me see the results. Yeah, they retain those titles. Konami retains her title, Wonder of Stardom title against Saida, and Saya Kamatani obviously retains her title against Sayori Anu. Suri, not faction affiliated. Hazuki, not faction. Well, I mean, not factions, not hate affiliated, rather. But it is the top three matches in the card are like, oh, this is all hate, wins across the board. So Hazuki, Fuwa-chan, Suri, Natsupoi matches. If you're going to watch this show, I'll watch those for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, the Fuwa-chan debut was fantastic, legitimately fantastic. Hazuki did everything you could, and I think we're at a time with Fuwa-chan where they should go all in. They should absolutely go all in. Like, this is someone who showed great strength, great promise, and it's very exciting to think of the potential of what she brings to the table. So yeah, those are the two recommendations I'd say. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I mean, you can watch. I think Saida actually had one of the best babyface performances of the year.
Yeah,
like
I
her
thought she did really
babyface,
well.
She was fantastic. I just don't think the match like holds up in terms of like, wow, this is great.
No, I watched it. I watched it right before we started recording. I thought she had a great performance. I did not think the match was great. I think like a lot of it has to do with Konami, just as like kind of like a shell of her former self from a couple years ago.
I agree.
And
I mean,
it's
Konami
just what it is.
did fine as
Agreed.
being the heel to Saida.
Agreed.
But it was definitely not. It's definitely not the match that I'm like, you gotta go see it, you know?
It makes me think that like a Saya Kamatani versus Saida match would just be better, where it's like someone who's more athletic and can, have more of the heel stuff. Now, can Saida be a big enough babyface to like outshine Kamatani in that sort of match and get the crowd on Ida's side? That remains to be seen. But like, it's something that like that kind of like match setup could work,
Yeah, I agree. And I think the world title match, like the second half's really good. It's really physical, like kind of uncomfortably physical at times.
Yeah.
It's just the biggest problem with it is no one believes in any of the near falls.
Yeah, that's a big problem that this company is, I think, going to have going into 2026. Which I think that's the next question. You say that this is sort of a lame duck show to a degree. We obviously know with Wrestle Kingdom around the corner, Sai Kamitani is going to have another title offense, specifically another title defense. What is there? We're talking about with NJF. We can talk about a little bit here of Sai Kamitani to a degree of looking forward into the future. We can talk about this more down the line for our year in review show. But that's more of looking at the past and the future. So this is a moment, Scotty. Sai Kamitani, she's had, I don't want to describe it as like a lame duck title defense sort of thing, Scotty, because the TAM win was effective, completely effective, and I think a massive moment for Stardom's history. But we were always sort of talking about how, like, yeah, she's a big time star, she's a really great wrestler, and she's constantly bringing in attendance and whatnot. But even then, there's always this sort of like hanging in the air butt of like, we all know that we're kind of waiting for something, but we don't know what that is. And I guess you're right. Like this rocket ship that Sai Kamitani is, in terms of attendance, which by the way, the only other show that did better in this building all year was New Japan Sakura Genesis, which was the April 5th show, 6,600 in attendance, just about 100 more people in attendance. That was, of course, Hiroki Goto versus David Finlay in the main event. Shout out Hiroki Goto, bigger star than Sai Kamitani, obviously, by 100 people. But this idea of this rocket ship of Sai Kamitani, it's gonna run out of fuel at some point. We don't know how long this fuel tank is, and we don't know if Okada knows how long this fuel tank is. But there's got to be some sort of difference. And if I'm someone that's like watching Stardom or even casually watching Stardom, and you're saying that the show was a little bit more of the same, if I'm not like already on board with the Sai Kamitani, train, I don't, it doesn't necessarily feel like this is going to be, nothing's going to be, why change anything? Right. Unlike MJF, why change anything?
Right.
Because it's seemingly working. But at what point are we going to say that this is no longer working? And what are we going to do at that point? Are we going to shoot up Sai Eater or Hanan or Fua-chan even? Are we going to shoot up, someone from the outside like Suri? Probably not. What is the thing?
Suri did win.
She did.
The door's open. So
we'll see what happens there. But it is this thing, Scotty, of like there needs to be something, but it's also like that's kind of been the boat we've been on all year, which is there should be something else for Sai Kamitani to just create more interest in watching these Stardom shows. But because it's working, why should they? And at what point is it sort of a concern? I mean, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example right now. For All Japan this year, business-wise, especially very first half of the year, the Saitos were these massive big business movers for All Japan. And it became this thing of, we put the Triple Crown on Jun Saito. Why should we change it? Because we're getting massive buildings, comparable to All Japan. Massive buildings, massive business growth for All Japan. Nothing like New Japan's rival again all of a sudden, but, pretty decently growth for All Japan. Why change our business model or do anything different with Jun Saito and the Saito brothers when this is working in terms of attendance? And what ended up happening with All Japan for the latter half of the year, and there was a lot of other issues there, and we'll talk about that momentarily, is that it just kind of got stale. My question ultimately here, Scotty, is, are things going to start getting stale for Sai Kamitani when it comes to the audience interest?
That's the great question in terms of when. It's not if. It's not if. Eventually, it's going to happen. Eventually, you're going to need another option. Eventually, you're going to need that. The thing is, I think they have a lot of time still. They also have the idea if you want to just turn Saya Kamatani babyface, gives it a little extra life. But there's going to be a time where that is a possibility, and you need someone to rise up to that level. I think they clearly want Micah to do it. I think they want Starlight Kid to do it. You know, Starlight Kid's the next challenger, and I just need to say this because I said it on my own review. I was like, the moment Starlight Kid walked out there, I was like, well, this is a bigger match than the main event I just watched. Like, this is a much bigger match. And we're doing it in Osaka in February.
Which kind of stinks.
Yeah, it does, because the Queendom main events are very memorable. This year's will not be as memorable. It just won't. It just won't. That's not a shot at Seriano. Again, it's the way they set it up. For Kamatani, it's a matter of using this popularity to boost up other wrestlers. And the slight problem I have, and I love Shuri, but the slight problem I have with even the Wrestle Kingdom match is you could have built someone else up there. You could have had Saya defend the world title instead, or have already won the IWGP Women's title instead of doing the whole let's give it back to Shuri to drop it. You could have just gave her the belt, and we could be having her defend against someone you want to put in front of the biggest Tokyo Dome main event, or not main event, just show, plain and simple. You know, I think that is their. While I'm gonna give Taro Okada a lot of credit in terms of what he's helped do, and the start power of Kamatani kind of takes away everything. And I do like that he's saying, like, we want to be bigger than New Japan. Like, yeah, you should be saying that. After you have a number that passes their last number in a big venue, you should be starting to say that. It's not very close. It's still not close. Like, if we want to be real, it's still like very far off, but that's the type of mind you should have. But to do that, you need more than just Saya Kamatani, and you need to build people up to do that. I think they have. Here's the thing: they have the pieces to do it. It's just doing it, and that's the big question. That is the big question moving forward.
I think that's a great answer, Scotty. Was there any other big things from the show that you needed to talk about? Was there anything from the tag matches, the 8-man tags, the Rambo, if you will? Rena getting another shot in the a little shot in the arm in terms of importance from this year.
Yeah, big win for me. Yeah, no, she's gonna challenge Konami, which is interesting.
Yep.
If we're being honest, I'd switch the belt to her and have her and her sister's feud rather than Konami versus Hanan. I just don't think that has the same juice. That's just me. What else? What else happened on this card? Su Suzuki and Micah are probably going to face off soon. That's kind of the direction they have. Oh, they have 4 Cork and Hall shows in January. So a lot of this was kind of trying to set that up too. Like, we have a lot, and they have a pay-per-view at the beginning of February. So it's like,
oh, okay, they have 5 big shows coming up.
Yeah, like, one of these Corkins are not going to have a big show or big match, but they have a lot to book for. So, like, they use that tag to build that up. I'm sure the arena match could be earlier, maybe main event to Corkin. 4 Corkins is a lot.
Yeah.
They do have an anniversary show. Yuzuki Aikawa, who's the original Wonder of Stardom champion, the original face of the company. She did have a match back. She was in the Rumble. She will be having a limited comeback, so she will have a singles match as part of the 15th anniversary on the 21st. So they're using her, but she's facing Yuri Hime, so it's like, whatever, but it's to try to put over someone that, again, is young. So there's not a problem with that. But yeah, that's everything that matters. Overall, it was a good show. I think it was better than last year's, like, top to bottom.
Sure.
But I don't think it'll be as it will be memorable for the number.
Sure.
And memorable for Sai, and probably memorable for Fujian. I actually think it'll probably be more memorable than last year. It depends how people feel about the Tam Saya thing, because people can kind of call that the launching point for Saya.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really how you feel about that.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And I guess we'll see more when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom next week. Let's move on right down the schedule of events here, which, man, Scotty, it's All Japan next. Oh, boy, this company.
This card's hysterical.
All Japan, they have their year-end show every year, the New Year's Eve show. December 31st. It is tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning, I guess, for us, Westerners. Oh boy, what do we say? All Japan, kind of already talked about it. They've had a year. They've had a year. It's been whatever. They a lot of staleness, and then the latter half was in having a lot of great people on this promotion anymore.
Yeah, it's stinky, my friend. It's not a promotion that brings me tons of excitement, perhaps any excitement. So that stinks. The main event's good. that's about all I got for you though, Ryan. There's not much else to it.
Yeah, I had a big old sneeze. So I appreciate you covering. Let's go through this real quickly. First match, I believe this is the 4-way World Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Oh no, it's an 8-man tag. Wait, what? World Junior Heavyweight Championship preliminary match, 8-man tag match. Okay, is it a 4-way or is it? I don't know. All Japan has it as Atsuki Aoyagi, Rising Hayato, Dan Tamura, and Ryo Inoue versus Naruki Doi, Kurama, which we'll talk about him momentarily, Fuminori Abe, and Seigo Tachibana. It's whatever. Scotty, do you know who Kurama is?
Yeah, not good. Not a good guy. No, not a good guy.
Yatsuko Yano, I want to say his name is, or something like that. And he's a former Noah guy that no longer worked in Noah because he was found to molest someone underage, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
And if I'm not correctly, and by found, what I mean, Scotty, is video and photo evidence. So not great. He promptly went to Mexico and started wrestling a little bit because that's where these people go. And is now back in All Japan wearing a mask. That's not going to be the only person that has allegations, or I guess in Kurama's case, not allegations, but hardcore evidence. That's not going to be the only person that has some sort of stuff on this card that has some stinky stuff. But again,
I just want to say real quick, sorry, called out Sai Kamatani again today.
As she should. She should constantly, she should only be exclusively calling out Sai.
She also called out Mayu, Takumi, and Bozilla.
Now we're talking, baby. Bozilla?
She's faced Bozilla before, Ryan.
I know, but I'm still talking. I'm still talking.
So she's actually faced them all technically, but I'm here for all of them, for what
exactly. It's worth. There's a New Year's Eve Rumble here. Some people that are announced for it already are Aja Kong, Takeshi, Dump Matsumoto.
Aja Kong. What?
Kiriyoshi, Tokyo, Japan. Hikaru Sato, Azawa #1, Senior Saito, Jack Kennedy, Kengo Mashimo, Kitutaro. This is a Rumble of a full. This is a show, a match that I've negative interest in. Gonna be a lot of bits and dumb bits. I'm not gonna like it. Third match, tag match: Hideki Suzuki and Yoko Minamoto versus Ryuki Honda and Shoto Kodo. I don't know. Anyways, what else? We got a 3-way 6-person tag match. We have Zion, Odyssey, the former Odyssey Jones, that guy that had a bunch of WWE stuff, and Shintaro Ashino versus Hokuto Mori, Kumarashi, and Cyrus versus Ren Ayabe, Talos, and Daisuke Sakamoto. I mean, do we? That's and then there's gonna be intermission. Then it's the conversation of Scotty. Do we even cover the show? No. And then we get to the latter half, and this is the stuff we probably end up talking about, Scotty. There's of course Jun Saito versus Go Shiozaki in a special singles. I don't know if we'll necessarily be talking about that one, but we'll certainly probably watch it. The Asia Tag Team title match: Musashi and Seiki Yoshioka, one of the better tag teams of the year. A sneaky pick for tag team of the year versus Ishin and Yoshiki Kato from Dragon Gate. So again, a sneaky contender for tag team of the year for some people. So that should be a fun little match here, Scotty, if I know any better. So that's interesting. And of course, the main event, Triple Crown Heavyweight title match, Kento Miyahara versus Yuma Ansai. I mean, that is why we're here, folks. That is why ultimately we're going to be talking about this show, and All Japan is Kento Miyahara versus Yuma Ansai. that gets the blood flowing a little bit more, Scotty.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do we know if Yumanzai's still good? He took a long time off.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's by watching
Damn right.
Miyahara versus Yumanzai tomorrow morning.
I'm not excited for this show because it's bad and it's this year. So
yeah.
Not helping my care.
No, I mean, this is a one-match card for me. I mean, maybe two, probably two with the All Asia Tag Team match. I mean, that's interesting.
Fun.
That's gonna be fun.
You're a big Dragon Gate guy, so of course you're pumped.
Of course, and I'm probably just gonna go at that point. I'm just gonna go ahead and watch Go Shiozaki versus Jun Saito. Just watch everything after the intermission.
Yeah, remember Go Shiozaki?
Remember him?
Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, it's a one-match show, undoubtedly. All Japan has not
get to a real show.
All Japan has not had a great, interesting year.
Bring in Ozawa.
Just real quickly. They have other two shows that I believe are both Cork and Hall shows, January 2nd and January 3rd. Yes, both Cork and Hall shows immediately following. They typically do this where they do the New Year's Eve and then they do New Year's Wars. It's a lot of tag matches. There's a Daisuke Sakamoto and Ryo Inoue match, but then there's also a World Tag Team title match, Zion and Odyssey versus Rene Abe and Talos, who are the winner of the World's Strongest Tag League for All Japan. Yeah, I mean, who cares? He's from NWA. And then on January 3rd, they have another show. A bunch of tag matches yet again, but there is a Gaora TV title match. Now, Scotty, this might wet your whistle. A Gaora TV title match. Champion Shitaro Ishino versus Daisuke Sakamoto.
Could be good.
Could be good. Sakamoto is not the same guy as he once was many years ago, but still could be good.
Old brother.
Yeah, his age is caught up to him. And then, of course, the main event is All Japan World Junior Heavyweight title match. Atsuki Aoyagi defending it against the Sex Pest. All right, let's move on to Noah.
Okay.
Excited for All Japan, folks. Noah presents their New Year's show. Of course, their big-time show every January 1st, the Nippon Budokan. So get excited for this. Scotty, we have a card here. And it's not a bad card. Pretty interesting.
It's a card. Like, that's for sure. It is definitely a card. It's not a bad card. It's not a great card, but it's a card. And Blue will take that.
And there are some people on here that we all know we're excited about. So, Scotty, I'm just saying, prep the audio for the visuals. All right, so let's go down top from bottom. We have the opening. Nope, not those guys. Oh man, I would love Mystico and Atlantis Jr. showed up. GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team 3-way match. Daga and Daki Otoshima versus Alejandro and Kai Fujimura versus Eita and Shuji Kondo. A nice little opener.
Be fun.
Nice little opener. Should be fun. We then have a Black New Year is the label for this one. 8-man tag team match. Masa Kiyomiya, Takashi Sugiura, Tadasuke, and Jun Masoka. I don't even know who this guy is. Versus Kazuyuki Fujita, Minoru Suzuki, Shuhei Taniguchi, and Junta Miyawaki. Let's skip. Let's do a skip.
We'll skip.
We have a Progress title match. Progress, the Atlanta Championship, the Atlas Championship for Progress. Will Cross versus Saxon Huxley.
Yeah,
that's a big no. I mean, I'll probably watch it, I guess, but I'm probably just gonna watch the whole show, but I don't know. We'll see.
So you know how you know what I heard about this match?
Sure.
You know it's bad when you're depending on Saxon Huxley to carry the match. And I said, oh, no, boy.
Oh, boy. Get into it, folks. We have a break. And trust us, the show is better. Trust us, the show is better, folks.
It gets good.
We have a Break the Silence 8-man tag match. The silence is, of course, the crowd. Bored out of their mind. watching their Progress title match.
That was a good one.
We have a Break the Silence match. Kenta. Tetsuya Endo, Hayata, and what the fuck is this guy's name? It auto translated improperly. Oko Sasaki, that's his name. Fully forgot him.
How do you not know who this person is?
Atsushi Kotoge versus Atsushi Kotoge, Muhammad Yone, Hajime Ohara, and High 69.
Team Kenta versus Team Noah. So shouts out. Or what is it? Team Noah? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I believe it's still Team Noah.
Without Go Shiozaki, who's very much
Atsushi Kotoge is the Go Shiozaki, of course, at Team Noah.
Yeah, shut
It was
out.
the flag waiver.
Yeah, pretty big bummer. I think the one bummer from this show, besides like the other 3 matches you just said, that Kent is not in an important match.
Yeah,
after the year he had.
Agreed. This is a pretty big stink.
Big stink. But hey, now we cook? Question mark.
GHC National Championship match.
Yeah, we do.
Brother versus brother. Dragonbane versus Alpha Wolf.
Oh yeah.
This company.
Now we're cooking.
This company wants to push one of these guys of Los Glopolores. They want to push one of these guys so badly. They have the title on one of them, obviously, and
that was for a different reason, but yeah,
for a different reason. And now they can't shake them. They got to book both of them together. So here we go. GC National Championship match.
That's a Monday Magic special, by the way. I feel like every season they just throw that on as like the first match of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to see them have the chance to kind of steal the show here. I'm excited. I like them.
I agree. That should be pretty fun. Special tag team match, an invasion match. Kaito Kiyomiya and Jack Morris versus.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
That's right, folks. The Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. They're here, baby.
Finally, we have some real professional wrestlers in pro wrestling, Noah. And listen. This is what it's all about. If you're not showing up for the Good Brothers, why are you even showing up at all?
Quite frankly, you shouldn't show up.
It's what it's all about.
Quite frankly, if you're not here for the Good Brothers, don't watch this show whatsoever. Don't even buy a ticket. Don't buy if you're not interested in seeing the Good Brothers, Scotty. Don't even bother showing up.
I agree. This match is something. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad, but it's something.
The devil came in a distance. Season year 6.
The only bad thing about Carl Anderson being in Noah is he can't have his New Japan song. Gunstun. You know that one? That was great.
Do you think he's gonna do the gun? He's gonna do the gun shooting?
Oh, absolutely.
Gotta.
That's half the appeal, my guy.
I feel like I haven't seen these guys in over a year.
Yeah, maybe they're great again.
Have I?
Something tells me Big Doc Gallows isn't moving well, but it's the heart that counts, and he's funny, so that's cool.
Have I seen these guys wrestle once this year?
Guns done.
Yes. Don't we all recall in Ontario, California at Resurgence, where it was the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks versus David Finlay, Guido, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors?
Oh yeah, that's right. They won, and then New Japan was like, "Yeah, we're not going to pay you now." Guns done.
Get into it, Noah.
I can't wait. You're pumped. Oh, by the way, Good Brothers win, obviously.
GHC tag team title match. Kano versus Naomichi Kano and Naomichi Marufuji versus Bushi, and according to Noah's website, quadruple X with a strangely familiar silhouette. I gotta say, this silhouette
be the best Noah bit in a while. It is so good. Funny. It started with X, like it's like what are they called? Los Tranquilos de Japón.
Oh, well, I don't know who you're talking about. Bushi is part of a team called Los Tranquilos.
No, but this is how they announced it. They said Los Tranquilos de Japón are invading the new year, and it was just Bushi.
Well, that's confusing because there's the invasion match, Scotty.
Right.
The invasion match is obviously Doc. Are they saying that Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson are part of Los Tranquilos de Japón?
We can only dream. And then they announced, and then they were like, it's going to be X and Bushi versus these guys.
Kano and Naomichi Marufuji.
And then that's when they gave us the graphic of what the guy might look like.
Strangely, like he has a big wild hair, and then it almost looks like he's wearing like a baseball cap, like a bald spot or something, because it's like all of a sudden his hair stops, and it's just kind of a figure on top of the head.
I am fascinated by Tetsuya Naito and Pro Wrestling Noah.
Well, first of all, I don't know why you brought up Tetsuya Naito. It's quadruple X.
Can
Second of all, he has already been in Pro Wrestling Noah. He wrestled Kenji Muto in the final bye-bye in a second to last match.
I understand that, but that's awesome. That's his last appearance, by the way.
Second to last match for Kenji Muto.
Shut up. I am fascinated to see what Quadruple X ends up being, because he's still Tetsuya Naito.
Let's assume
he hasn't appeared in Japan since he left New Japan.
Yeah.
So this is fresh. It's not like he's been slumming it up in all Japan.
Yeah.
He hasn't been.
He hasn't
slumming up in Britain, but that's different. Like I don't know. I don't know what his the interest is in Naito right now.
Yeah, do we think this is long term, assuming that it is Naito? I mean, honestly, based on the picture,
I'm pretty sure they're winning the tag belts, buddy.
For all I know, it could be Doc Gallows in a wig.
I kind of hope it is. I think they're winning the belts.
Same walking ability for sure.
Oh Jesus. I'll give this to Naito. He's not the one in the worst shape in this match.
No, it's probably Marufuji for sure,
here.
right?
Yeah, Marufuji's here. I'm very intrigued because if we want to think of the big picture, what does an Ozawa versus Naito match look like in terms of attendance for Pro Wrestling Noah?
Pretty good.
Big. Very
pretty
big,
good.
I'm guessing. And I'm also fascinated on this show to see what Ozawa's drawing is. 1 year later, post-injury. I'm fascinated to see what he pulls in for this show.
Speaking of former LIJ members, GHC Junior Heavyweight title match, Hiromu Takahashi versus Amakusa. Hiromu just being a part of Noah for the past little bit, with knowing that Bushi and somebody are showing up. Raise a little more eyebrows, like when you think about it. I mean,
is he even on Wrestle Kingdom?
I'll look at the card once again. It's a smaller card, so I doubt
is he in the Rambo?
No, unless he is a. No, I believe he is not in the Rambo.
He's not on. Oh no, he's in the War Dogs tag.
Yes,
it's him and Shingo. Okay, I was like, Hiromu's not on this show. That's
he
crazy.
He is in the third match, the War Dogs 10-man tag.
That makes me feel a little bit better. A little bit.
Very strange though. Still very strange.
Yeah, I'm sorry he put over Moxa.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Do you think he's staying around?
I hope he joins Los Tranquilos de Japón.
If they are able to snag Bushi, Naito, and Hiromu, maybe very interesting 2026.
Yeah, big time. I'm fascinated. I am fascinated by this show because of Naito's arrival. Sorry, Quadruple X.
Thank you. And the main event, of course, Yoshiki Inamura defending his title, GHC heavyweight title versus Ozawa. Of course, Ozawa did not win the N1 because he was injured. He did not compete in the N1, but we still got here, Scotty, as well expected. Ozawa going after the GHC heavyweight title, challenging for it. I hopefully expect that he's winning.
Yep. Hear me out here.
I'm hearing you. Calm down, Scotty.
I think it would be dumb to have the Smack Daddy beat Ozawa.
I fully agree. It would be incredibly stupid to have anyone other than Ozawa win this.
Pro Wrestling Noah, be the smart company. Okay. One time. Just one time.
One time. All we're asking. Yeah. Ozawa should win. And I think it's way more interesting, especially if Quadruple X is coming in. Way more interesting. And by that, of course, I mean Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows. I mean, by that,
a lot of the people you said, maybe not all the exact matches, but the people you said are intriguing. You know, like there's a lot of intrigue here. And I'm just saying they're going to be adding a new women's champion probably. The devil. Yeah, Luke Gallows is also winning.
Luke Gallows, the new GHC women's champion.
I like that you just booked him to win everything.
Have you seen What was his name? Tall, tan biker man. What was it?
Turd Ferguson? No.
That works. That works too.
Was it that? No. What was it?
Turd Ferguson's bit was that he
Yeah.
had he broke his eyeball or something. He got something in his eye.
I think Turd Ferguson was from SNL.
I think you're right.
What the hell was he? I just watched one of these videos. Luke Gallows. Deep Salt? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so.
No, not Deep Salt. He wasn't Deep Salt though. Salt
Sex Ferguson. And of course Tex Ferguson was the PG rated one. I knew it was Ferguson.
Oh God! All right.
Tex Ferguson was the one that had his eyes. Do you think he went to the same eye doctor as Tetsuya Naito? Moving on to Marigold. They have a show as well. Can you believe it, folks? January 3rd in Otis City Gymnasium for Marigold. We have quite the card here. We have a bunch of little matches. We have a 6-woman tag: Siri Yamaoka, Shino, and Koko versus Kazuna Tanaka, Komomo Minami, and Yuka Yamazaki. We also have Kokiyama Ray, Natsumi Shozaki, and Hummingbird versus Naoshi Ishikawa, Nagisa Tachibana, and Momoka Hanazono.
You were a big fan of Hummingbird just because you knew her name.
No, who is Hummingbird? I feel like I've known. Isn't that like a Tokyo Joshi Pro person?
No, she's Hummingbird. What are you talking?
My apologies. And then of course we have Megaton versus X, and that of course is 1/4 of Naito.
I mean, it was Minoru Suzuki last time, so
could be anyone. Could be anyone. It was Minoru Suzuki last time. Could be anyone. Could be Goshi.
I hope it is Naito.
Me too. I hope it's Tex Ferguson. Then we also have another special singles match: Utami Hayashishita versus Chiaki Goto as well.
Oh God!
Going into the main scrum of this card here: Marigold Twin Star Championship, Darkness Revolution, Chiaki and Misawa. What? Not Misawa. I know X is Misawa. Chiaki and Misa Matsui versus the other half of Darkness Revolution, Nagisa Nozaki and Ryo Saito.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Darkness Revolution explodes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how it works because you're doing the double heel. I'm guessing Chiaki and Matsui keep the belts. They want them at Grand Destiny. I think it'd be too early to dethrone them.
Marigold United National Championship, Victoria Uzuki versus Shoko Koshino.
Yeah, big opportunity for Koshino. I'm excited to see what she does in the big singles match against someone like Uzuki, who's going to bump her ass off for. Should be really good. Uzuki will retain though.
Yeah, there's no reason Uzuki should be losing to someone that does not have a Wikipedia entry. Next up, GHC Women's Championship, Takumi Iroha versus, what's this? Doc Gallows. No. GHC Women's Championship is Takumi Iroha versus Mayu Iwatani. Scotty, I think I know who's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, it should be an excellent match. Mayu on track to become the first to ever hold the IWGP Women's title and GHC Women's title. I don't know who will be the second. So
I can give you one hint, Scotty. All right, there's the hint, folks.
Oh God, he's gonna do that joke about 10 more times tonight. We're doomed.
I think we're done. I think I'm done on the joke.
There's no way. We have an entire New Japan card to cover. You're not done yet.
Well, he's not allowed to do Japan apparently.
That's anymore, true. So. That's true. No, I think this match will be great. I think that Mayu will win.
Agreed.
And I'm fascinated to see. I mean, I'm gonna, for those that are listening, I will do like a full preview for this. But since we are already an hour and a half in, and we have to preview Wrestle Kingdom, a show we famously have done a separate preview for before. Yeah, I'm not gonna go overboard here. That preview will be out in probably 2 days' time. But I am looking forward to this match, and I'm happy it's not the main event because the main event should be what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Aroha Iwatani is going to be the juicy match. It's going to bring in a lot of outsiders, but I do think the main event, Marigold World Championship, Miku Ano and Mai Sakura, is for like the diehard Marigold fans.
Yeah, I think my bold take for those who listen, I legitimately think this has a chance to be the best match of the entire week. I think because of their rivalry, because of how good Mai Sakurai has gotten, because of how good Miku Ano is, I think in terms of like actual rivalry matches on this week, there's not many, by the way. That's like a fascinating part of this week that I've realized, like looking at all these cards. There's not a lot of matches like that are rivalries outside of like Tanahashi and Okada. Crazy. It's weird, but it's interesting. I think this is going to be a great defense for Miku Ano, and I think she's going to win. But it is interesting to see Mai Sakurai get to her first world title match ever after the growth she's had. I'm very excited for it. I think the top two will really win some people over, and it should be a good show at Oda Ward Gymnasium. Moving on to New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 20.
Yeah, let's move on to New Japan. I apologize for going quick here, folks, but not only are we running up on the clock on the 2 hours, even though we knew
Ryan's suffering.
You can probably tell by my speed, I am starting to suffer. My medicine wore off about an hour ago.
Yeah, he's doomed. You could see it, like how he's recording. I could just see it. So this Wrestle Kingdom preview. You know what? I'll lead.
Sure, I appreciate that.
I'll save you some energy. So you can give your thoughts rather than read and then wait and then give your thoughts. This match stinks. All right, your pre-show match for Wrestle Kingdom 20 in Tokyo Dome. By the way, sold out Tokyo Dome. We got
sold out Tokyo Dome. First time in the history of the company.
Historic. This show is going to be on network television. Not this match and not like the first 4 matches or 5 matches, but it is on network television. The opening match on your pre-show. No, it is not the Rambo. Thank you for asking.
That one makes it to the main card.
Yeah, thankfully this doesn't. The New Japan World Television title match will be none other than El Phantasmo defending against who? Oh, what New Japan star got a big title match on Wrestle Kingdom? No, that's not what happened. They gave it to DDT star Chris Brooks. Why? I have no clue.
Well, they're friends. And
no, but why? But
no one cares.
New Japan's point of view. What? Like, how did he get on this card?
Oh, everyone else is needed for the Rambo.
Never mind. I know how he got on this card. DDT was probably like, all right, we'll give you Kaisuke Takechi, but you like have to have one of our guys on the card also. And they were probably like, okay.
You can also make the argument as like Takeshita as a DDT guy, even though we're not, and even though Yota Tsuji is actively phrasing it as an AEW guy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So this is a match that will happen.
ELP is I know he's had a lot of personal stuff outside of that, Scotty. He's a flop. He's a hard time flop, right?
Yeah, he sticks.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think he had all the potential in the world and just didn't go anywhere.
They'll probably win, right?
I'm not sure. Who cares?
All right, never overweight. Great preview, Ryan. This is good. I'm obviously picking Phantasmo to win. Never open weight 6-man tag team championship Rambo match. Here are your teams as followed. Lock in, peep game. There's a lot of teams here. Your champions are Master Wato, Toru Yano, and Yo. Oh, because of course they are. Your first team challenging is Ryusuke Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Togi Makabe. You also have Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, and Oleg Bolton. That's a good team, right? That's an exciting team. That's your former top star, Hiroki Goto, by the way, in the Rambo match. You have
it gets better, Scotty.
Oh, I know. You have Satoshi Kojima, Taichi, and Tomohiro Ishii making up the old man team. Shout out. Not that this is the first old man team I've seen, just another one. You'll have House of Torture represented, in case you were wondering. So shouts out to us for big wins here. We are a House of Torture podcast, after all. You have Ren Narita, Sanada, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Then you have the reigning defending IWGP Tag Team Champions, Oscar and Yuto Ice, reportedly WWE bound. Oh wait, no, that's not what they are. Oh, sorry. Okay, I was just going based on reports.
Wait, was that report reversed?
I actually don't know. I just remembered that happened, so I laughed at it. I have another bit for the next match too, since the rest of the War Dogs are also rumored to leave this company.
Everyone is rumored to leave. Anyone that isn't Japanese is rumored to leave this company around January. You can write up any report because we all know that non-Japanese folks always tend to leave around January. You can write up any freaking report.
I could write up a report right now. Look at me. I'm writing it up. Then you'll have Shota Umino, Yuya Uemura, and Kaisei Takechi, which I think is probably the most interesting trio of the whole match. And then, you were wondering, what's the other match that Ryan was like, just wait. Yeah, it's Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and your former Wrestle Kingdom main eventer, Zack Sabre Jr. in the Rambo.
This Rambo, and ultimately the card as a whole, fucking wild. You have
tell me this was a good card.
You have two former IWGP World Champions in this match. Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroki Goto. By the way, from this year, I'm sure you have more. Kojima. Was Makabeyo IWGP champion? Ooh, I don't know. But you have two former champions from this year, Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroki Goto. You have the current tag team champions, Oscar and Yuto Ice. And then you have a bunch of other people in here. But like, it's kind of fucking wild that it's like, whoa, where are we going to put all these big time stars? Someone that main evented the Dome back-to-back nights this year of 2025, Scotty, is not even sniffing a semi-main event even. Really, really, really crazy. And why? And I know what you're saying. Who should win this one? Scotty, of course, none other than the team of Taichi, Tomohiro Ishii, and Satoshi Kojima should win this. That way we get to see more of MLW's Kojima.
Who do you think actually wins?
Who do I think actually wins? It's probably hell for me. So Master Wato, Yo, and Toru Yano are probably going to retain their titles.
I'm gonna go with the team with Takechi. I think they're gonna give him the belt.
Really? That seems plausible. There's a lot of plausible teams, but it's also the never open weight 6-man team championship.
So everyone's plausible. Look at the champions, except for Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Togi Makabe. They are not plausible.
No, Togi Makabe is not doing another match.
You will have then next up the IWGP Women's Championship and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship on the line.
Double gold dash, baby.
Gold dash, your first of two on the night, as Shuri faces Saya Kamatani in her first defense, by the way, of the IWGP Women's Championship.
And her last.
Correct.
No freaking way is Saya Kamatani losing. We already kind of talked about it. Why are they going to correct course of Saya Kamatani in any way? Should they be building up other challengers? Wouldn't it be interesting for Shuri to beat Saya Kamatani here and then maybe challenge for the World of Stardom at that February pay-per-view, Scotty? Yeah, of course that'd be interesting. Are they going to do that? Of course not. So we'll see. I mean, Saya
Kamatani's world, and we just live in it, folks.
Yep. Three belts. 3-belt Saya.
3 belts. Will they combine any of them? That will become the question from there.
I think, honestly, you should give her 3 belts and then give her the AEW Unified Championship. Go on, Scotty.
There you go. At least we'll make use of it, right? Because it's not useful where it is.
Hold on, real quickly. They should do a bit on Dynamite where Mercedes Moné goes up to Don Callis and says, "Can I have the unified belt?"
And then she loses the TBS title, and she can no longer hold it.
Exactly. That's what I would do if I was booking a wrestling promotion.
All right, your next match, because this is a mandatory match of people that are definitely going to leave. You have the Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finlay, Drilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd, all rumored to be looking and searching and trying to get out of this company.
I mean, Gabe Kidd's a lock, gotta say.
Yeah, he's already gone. They'll be teaming with Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi to take on
again Hiromu seemingly already 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, that's true. the United Empire team of Callum Newman, Great O'Khan, the returning Hanare, which I know Ryan's very excited about.
Yeah, I'm certainly interested in. I hear he has a lot of things. Never mind. Go ahead.
X and the financial backer of United Empire, Andrade El Idolo.
Yes. Very excited to see Andrade here.
If there's anything that rules on this show, it is that Andrade is here.
Andrade fits with United Empire so hard. I cannot wait for it.
I like that they were like, yeah, he's the financial backer, which technically makes him the leader. Will he be here that much? Probably not. But when he is, you're damn right he's the top guy.
It's real. Do we have any idea? What do you think? Who do you think X could be? Do you think it's gonna be another? Oh my God, this guy's pointing a gun at me. He's back. I don't even remember his name. He's been gone
Jake
so long.
Lee.
Jake Lee.
Come on, baby.
Was he in United Empire or was he House of Torture? What was he last?
He was in the Bullet Club War Dogs.
Bullock, he's a war dog. You gonna portray the war dogs to go up against them?
Why not?
Why not? I was gonna say Soberano Jr., but okay, we go with Jake Lee.
Well, they signed him, didn't they?
Soberano?
No, Jake Lee.
I believe so.
Jake Lee just did not wrestle in 2025.
Well, he was injured, if we recall.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened, but that's tough.
I believe his leg exploded is what happened.
You're excited for Jake Lee to come back, right?
The memes. If people were mad at Evil before, wait till Jake Lee comes back.
Oh God. I'm excited for Andrade. The rest can.
Yeah, I'm excited for hints at people leaving. That's what I'm excited about, folks.
Andrade should win.
Andrade should be one of the guys that has a hint that they're leaving. I think that would just be fun. I think it's plausible.
Yeah,
you can't say that's not
possible. AEW again. He's gone. But until then.
So that's part of it, right? Is that do we know if his non-compete clause in a WWE situation is solved, or is it just an American-based thing?
Supposedly it is, and he's just trying to get visas, but I don't know.
Okay, well then I guess we'll find out. But that's exciting. That's exciting because it opens the door for Andrade a lot more, and him back in New Japan. I'm genuinely extremely excited for Andrade in New Japan.
It rocks. Give me him versus Yota Tsuji. Thank you. Next up, the IWGP. Holy shit, Doki's not on this show at all. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title #1 contendership match. You have Taiji Ishimori versus El Desperado versus Sho versus Kosei Fujita in a match that literally no one could possibly care about. And that is where the juniors are in New Japan right now.
Well, look, I said this on an earlier show, I believe. My prediction of what's going to happen here is that El Despi is going to win. Despi is going to win this match, become #1 contenders. And because Doki is not here and not on the New Year's Dash card, Scotty, because there's only one match in that card so far. I kind of suspect that they're going to do the Doki Despi match immediately. Are they going to do it here? Maybe, maybe not. Why would they do it here? Well, it's because the match ended abruptly with Doki's injury last Wrestle Kingdom. So they could do a nice little bit of stuff here where Doki and Despi wrestle again right immediately. Otherwise, I still think Despi's going to win, and then maybe they have that match on New Year's Dash the next day. But they just haven't announced it yet, and that's what Doki's nowhere to be found because Despi needs to win first in classic New Japan announcing booking fashion. So I think that's kind of the situation where is happening here.
Yeah, my interest in this match is -0.
It's not -0 for me. I mean, Kosei Vegeta's in this match.
That's true,
but it's not high up. I mean, I'm more excited for the next match for sure.
I honestly think this is the lowest match on the main card for me. The Rambo exists. I just want that to be pointed out.
And you're not counting the kickoff match as the main card?
God, no.
Okay. Now that was the only thing outside of
yeah. Because at least the Rambo will be like stupid, silly, crazy, fun, interesting. Maybe
the Rambo has no expectations,
right? Which is good. This will be fun.
I'm excited to slap a 2 on to my match guide.
Oh yeah, and speaking of which, not slapping a 2, but probably slapping a 5. It is the Never Openweight Championship match as Evil defends against the debuting Aaron Wolf. Evil! Shouts out to the big man.
Yeah, this is exciting. I mean, it's really hard to preview here because this is Aaron Wolf making his New Japan debut here. but I'm very excited to see how he does.
What if he's bad?
That's awful. I think
like
and
they're putting a lot of eggs into this basket.
I think if Aaron Wolf is bad, the Super J Cast will close its doors. Shout out Joel.
You know who won't close their doors though? Evil, because that is the real world's champion. He is actually a true gold medalist. He painted the title gold. So that's important. This is the evil match of the night. So that's makes it the main event, I would say. The importance of matches goes this match, the women's title match, Tanahashi's retirement. Thank you. In my heart, by the way, in my heart.
Yeah.
Not in most people's hearts, but in my heart for sure. I think Evil's absolutely losing. I think
really? You think it's Aaron Wolf's winning his first match and
they are going all in. They're going all in because I feel like they want to make him the Olympic unbeatable champion.
Plausible. I think it's plausible.
Do something. Tanahashi's gone after tomorrow.
That is what's fascinating about this match is what are they going to do? Because classic like Japanese storytelling is Aaron Wolf's going to lose his first match, right?
Right.
It is. I think it's totally plausible that he wins. I think you're right. I think it'd be astounding, and it gives me like excitement for the new year. But it is like, I'm fascinating what this match could because it's fair. I think it's telling. I think if Aaron Wolf loses, I'm not going to be disappointed, Scotty. It's just going to be like, okay, yeah, that's more of the same. I want it to be a great match, but it might be like more of the same. I really want this to be interesting.
They need this to be a home run. This is like
this needs to be like the Fuwa-chan match,
right? Which Stardom didn't need to be a home run, but it was. This is I would argue way more important for New Japan because there is a world where Aaron Wolf is not good. There's a world where Aaron Wolf is fantastic, and then there's the world that we probably land in the middle of he's solid enough and that's good enough because he's an Olympic champion. He's legitimate. He's a star in Japan, and that's all they need. Even if he's bad, they're going to push him. Let's be real. Because they don't have many other options. Like I said, after this show is over, Hiroshi Tanahashi's gone. That means the biggest name in the company is gone. Who is the biggest name in the company after Hiroshi Tanahashi? Touche. Moving on.
Aaron Wolf can't be mid. That's the one thing. He can't be like he can't just be solid. Now you're right, Scotty. Even if he's like not great, they're going to be pushing him. I mean, god damn, Scotty, look at Shota Umino. Next match.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, we have the IWGP World Championship and IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship in the Double Gold Dash Part D. As Konosuke Takeshita goes one-on-one with the Yota Tsuji in your semi-main event. Nice. Hit the
taunt to catch the taunt.
Fascinating build. Tsuji has gone all in. So in every which way.
I'm glad we recorded on Tuesday nights because this build, if we recorded on Sunday, Scotty, I wouldn't have much to say other than this match is very exciting. I'm very interested in what this match will be. I think it's very interesting. I'm this is probably outside the main event, my most anticipated match in terms of in-ring action. You can't really anticipate Aaron Wolf too much, because it's like, I don't know. This is in-ring action. This is my most anticipated match, probably outside the main event. That all being said, this Tuesday with Yota Tsuji going out there and saying, you know what? Fuck AEW. We shouldn't be working with them anymore. Get the financial backer Andrade out of here. I want this guy out of here. And this guy riling up the New Japan fans in such a way that makes it exciting, even if it's just kayfabe.
He's got them fully behind him.
Yeah, even if it's kayfabe, which it totally could be.
I will like to point out, he did go to the school of Naito. And Naito is the school of, it is kayfabe with a twist.
It is kayfabe with a twist. Yota Tsuji is going to pay for the bill for everyone in attendance.
Something tells me he is not going to get suspended like Chris Charlton. Continue.
Something tells me he's not. If anything, I think Chris Charlton is feeding him lines. I love you, Chris. Yota Tsuji, I'm genuinely excited. He having this stuff out there talking about AEW and how this is the exact sort of thing that he needs to be saying for the New Japan fandom. It is perfect. It is exactly what it should be saying. Very much fascinated to how this match will be. It needs to deliver. It's another double gold dash, right? So there is the IWGP World and Global title line, and the implications of all that. I'm moving on. That's not the importance of here. The importance of here is
you deal with that after.
This should be crowning Yota Tsuji. You have Tanahashi retiring. And look, and there's a total possibility that Aaron Wolf is losing. And I understand the idea of not wanting to do with Aaron Wolf. If you're not going to do it with Aaron Wolf, Scotty, you have to do it with Yota Tsuji. You have to crown this guy here and now and move into the next generation. With Tanahashi gone, this company has been plagued for like 5 years about needing to go into the next generation. And they've had a lot of stinkers. And now we have some people that are like shaking out to be pretty good. With Tanahashi gone, you can, in that moment, crown the next guy of Yota Tsuji. You can crown a future up-and-comer in Aaron Wolf. You can crown, let's say, even like a junior Kosei Fujita as the next up-and-comer as well. Andrade as a financial backer. There's a lot of people you can throw in here, but like this is the moment you need to crown Yota Tsuji. So I fully expect them to do this here, and they should.
I'll just read the full quote from Tsuji for those of you who may not have seen it. The question was, do you see this as being a cross-promotional match of sorts with Takeshita triple contracted? Tsuji goes, well, I don't want to lose to AEW. I don't like AEW. In all honesty, with the relationship between us the way it is, I'd like us to cut ties with them. The interviewer goes, those are strong words. Tsuji then follows up with saying, what has being with AEW done for New Japan really? If it was an even-handed relationship, that's one thing, but it's not. There's certainly a difference in terms of the money behind each company, but I don't see that as a reason to be so weak-willed. This is New Japan, damn it. Now, on the other hand, Kazuchika Okada has played a part in selling the Tokyo Dome out. I have to admit that. I'm sure that it isn't a New Japan wrestler facing Tanahashi in his last match, but there isn't anybody on the roster that has the connections to Tanahashi that Okada has, and I have to acknowledge that.
He's giving respect to his opponent while also burying the company. Which is what he should be doing.
Damn right. He also, just notable, has been talking about wanting to restore the IWGP Heavyweight title.
He's going to restore the feeling.
So he wants to restore it. He wants to restore the history. He says he sees it as reconnecting us to history. Maybe he just sees a belt as a tool to talk about how great he is in terms of Takeshita. At the end of the day, he's a New Japan wrestler. He wants to protect New Japan, and I want to do this for the benefit of the company. It's something only the champion has the ability to do. The champion's job isn't to prove how strong he is. It's to represent and protect their organization at the highest level. And he wants to evolve and advance New Japan. I want to bring that title back.
Now, that being said, I respect everything he said at that point. Bringing up the title, oh, buddy, you're going to lose. What are you talking about? You can't say that. You're going to lose.
Now, let's just be really honest for a second here. They need him to win. They can't question this one.
Yeah.
This is the most important result on the entire show.
100%.
If Tsuji loses, you don't have to care about New Japan 2026.
Agreed.
That's honestly how I feel, because they're not taking themselves seriously if they have him lose.
Agreed. It is totally plausible, again, for Takeshita to lose here, but he should not lose. Takeshita should lose. Tsuji should win. This company needs this. This company desperately needs this loss. If you're a New Japan fan, you need Yota Tsuji to win here. If you're a wrestling fan, you need Yota Tsuji to win here. The classic WWE move is Takeshita win here, obviously. It's totally, I think there's a chance Takeshita loses. There's also a massive chance that he wins and retains and wins the global. But Tsuji needs to win here. And it would be a mistake. It would be a mistake on AEW's partnership. It would be a mistake in New Japan. Just if Tsuji loses here, get Gato fucking out of this company. You have to that is the moment where you
I didn't do it either way, but yeah.
It is clear as day that you have to rehaul the entire booking committee, because it would be an utter failure.
I actually want to say I think this interview is perfect.
Agreed.
He built up the match that not enough people are talking about, right? Everyone's talking about the main event, understandably.
As they should.
But he built this match up as huge. He built this match up as important to New Japan's future. And I commend him for that. And I'm excited for the match way more because of his comments. Truly. So
Agreed.
good job on him. And I'm excited to see that match play out. And I'm ready for Yota Tsuji to become the double champ and hopefully bring back the prestige of that championship like he wants to. Bring back the history. Bring back New Japan Pro Wrestling in many ways. That's kind of his goal.
I agree.
And of course,
before we get to the main event, I just want to say New Year's Dash only has one match announced for it. IWGP Tag Team titles. Oscar and Euro Ice defending against the World Tag League winners of Zack Sabre Jr. and Rohei Oiwa. So Zack Sabre Jr. is not doing anything.
Be better than majority of this card.
Yeah, that I'm genuinely excited about that match. I'm going to check that out for sure.
That is a great match. Very excited for that. I'm actually happy it's not on this show just because we'll get more time.
Yeah, that's true.
If we want to be honest. Anyways, your main event of the evening is, of course, the retirement of Hiroshi Tanahashi. The ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling officially retires in this match, and he will be doing so against his greatest rival, Kazuchika Okada. I'm not really worried about this match being great. I know it's going to be great. I know Tanahashi is going to give everything he has. You know why I know he's going to give everything he has, Ryan? Because he has for the past year. He has done everything a man could.
I've given this guy 4-star matches this year.
Multiple times. And I think you're going to give him higher than 4 when this match is over. The emotions of the crowd are going to be unbelievable. The reactions, the way Okada needs to wrestle is very simple. He just has to be pretty much who he's been without the cheating. You know, we don't want cheating in Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match. No. But he can be a prick. He can be a dickhead, and he's going to be all that. But it is a big deal. It is Okada also, by the way, returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is a big part of this. Since he's left, this is going to be his first match. We will talk a lot about Tanahashi's legacy next week, much like we did with Cena post-retirement match. But what are your thoughts heading into the final match of the Ace?
Yeah, I think this is a great cap to the year, or cap to the beginning of the year. I don't know. Tanahashi's had a great run this entire year. A best retirement run, I think, of all the retirement runs of 2026, and there were a lot. This is an exciting matchup. I understand that, you know, the Nakamura heads out there would probably be interested in a Nakamura match, and look, and I get that. And you know, I'm not
Tanahashi
going to
included.
I'm maybe Tanahashi included. I'm not going to touch that right now because
it's not the conversation now.
It's not the conversation now. It does not matter. It's not the match that's happening. Also, Scotty, things got a little reheated today with some Tony Khan comments because Case Lowe asked him about it on the previous interview they did today. About
what? Oh, Nakamura. Yeah, I saw
the Nakamura thing. And Tony Khan was like, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Great PR answer, Tony Khan. Great.
Well, his answer was like, the people that I read the write-up, and they must have telepathy because they kept writing about how this is going to happen, how this person's thinking and how this person's feeling a specific way. He's like, I don't know where they got that information from. But still, I'm not going to touch it. It also, like we said, does not matter because that's not the match that's here. Right. And we talked about at the time when got the announcement of Okada. Honestly, the Okada match is more interesting to me. They are the most famous rivals for Tanahashi.
I don't think you said that was most interesting. I think you just said it's the better match.
I think it's more interesting. I think it's way better the better match. I think Nakamura, we talked about at the time, Nakamura is not as good of a worker anymore. And he is going to get cheers. Okada's going to get a little cheers for sure. But this guy's going to get boos. This guy's going to work the crowd. He's going to get boos. Because a lot of the time as well, Okada worked heel against Tanahashi as well a little bit. So we're going to get a lot of that. We're going to get Dome Okada as well. Heel Dome Okada. Stinky poo Okada. It's going to be a way better match. It's going to be the kind of match that I would have liked to see with the John Cena retirement match. Which, by the way, John Moxley choking out Kyle Fletcher, getting him purple, exactly the way Gunther should have done with John Cena. Anyways, I digress. This is the kind of match that should be here. You need an opponent that is going to have the crowd fully invested in Tanahashi on a babyface level. A heel Okada, his biggest rival, is exactly the kind of person you're going to need to do that. I think the match is way more interesting. I think the match is going to be way better. I'm fascinated to watch this match. I am preparing my heart, body, and soul for this match. And yeah, what a career. What a way to end it. What a year it's been for Tanahashi. Incredibly successful. Capping it off, by the way, Scotty, such a successful year of Tanahashi by selling at the Tokyo Dome proves how important the match quality and storytelling of someone's retirement year could be in terms of ticket sales at the end. I digress.
I mean, John Cena sold out his show.
I know.
And if they put it in a big building, he would have probably sold. You know what? WWE's just dumb.
We all know this. That all being said, I'm very much excited for this match. I think I've done too many shots at other companies. Ultimately, it's this thing of this is Tanahashi's show.
For AEW, of course.
This is Tanahashi's show. This is a big time match. I'm very much excited. I'm emotionally excited and ready to be devastated. I'm emotionally ready to allow myself to be on the whim of every babyface comeback, every move, every hope spot for Hiroshi. This is exciting. This is a very much exciting match. This is the show. This is ultimately the match of the week. I know there's a lot of like probably in-ring stuff that's a little bit better.
It's how the week ends for a reason.
This is the match of the week. This is how the week is going to end, and it is going to be an emotional roller coaster, I'm sure.
It has more people there than ever before.
I want the post-match to be everyone coming out, and instead of Tanahashi slapping every single one of them, he just does the high five. No, he does a dragon screw leg whip to every single person.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm very much excited for this.
I'm confidently going to say it's going to be the last all-time great match of Tanahashi's career. I don't worry about that. I think he's going to deliver a match that people will remember from all year. He will walk in that Tokyo Sports match of the year. I can tell you that right now. The match could last 10 seconds and he probably would gain it. I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see Okada back in his best version of himself, which will be for this match in the Tokyo Dome. I hope he regrets leaving. I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure that money is nice. But in all seriousness, I think that this is the official end of an era for New Japan, where they will now enter. This is the end of the Okada, Naito, Tanahashi era once and for all. The other two are already gone, and I know Tanahashi will technically be around, but this is it. They will not be active in the company anymore.
This is a great call. A great call. We talked about this transitional period lasting forever. Yeah. This is the end of it.
Yep. This is it. Because on January the 5th, the biggest star in New Japan Pro Wrestling is a question you no longer can answer with certainty or easiness. It is now, I don't know. I don't know. For the longest time, you had that answer with one of those three, right? You've had that answer essentially for 20 plus years. Now they have to find someone else. Now they have to do something else.
And ultimately, this needs to be a statement show.
It does. It does. The card lacks, I think, statement, quite frankly. It does in many ways, but also at the same time, you have the Aaron Wolfs of the world making their debuts. You have the Yoda Stooges in the spot to make the statement.
There's potential statements that can be made.
Yeah, it's as important of a show as they're ever going to have. And, it sets up 2026 one way or the other. And, it's going to be a very emotional roller coaster. You're going to have the retirement ceremony at the end, which is going to be amazing, I'm sure. And that will be that. So I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to Wrestle Kingdom. The Wrestle Kingdom feeling has arrived for myself now that we've talked about it, now that we've previewed it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. So
I am as well, Scotty, and I'm sure we can talk about this way more, but I am going to cut us off here because
you're dying.
I'm dying. And I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate you, everybody listening, sticking with me here as I actively die here. I just ran out of tissues, so it's gotten way worse here. Scotty, let's close up shop here. What's your match of the week? Give us some plugs. A lot of plugs.
Yeah. Lots of plugs. My match of the week, I'll do Seika Katsuki versus Saria Miyoko from Marvelous. Plugs wise, though, we'll do youtube.com/@ScottEWrestling. Up there right now is my Stardom Dream Queendom review that dropped on Monday. You can check that out right now. Tomorrow, I will have a Marigold Rookie of the Year tournament review up sometime in the afternoon. The next day, I will have a Marigold First Dream preview up. I'm going to probably record that after we're done talking because we finished an hour early. So I had another hour of juice in me, so why not use it? To get that out of the way. On the next day, so the 2nd, I'll have a Saria Miyoko anniversary recording. She celebrates her first anniversary. I think she had the greatest rookie year I've ever witnessed, so be excited for that. On Saturday, I will have I'll have a First Dream review up, so look forward to that. On Sunday, I should have a Shuri versus Saya Kamatani review up. So that'll be a very short video, but that will be happening. And then from there, I will be putting together some videos, some content regarding Ryan's killing me because I'll have videos. I'll have the 5-star Joshi Awards, which you can vote in now, by the way. That is available on the my ballot. I've posted on Blue Sky. I've posted on Twitter. Go check it out. Please go vote. All your votes count. Please do that. And then I'll have my Joshi predictions sometime next week. But by the time those are out, we'll probably be talking again. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Ryan probably just say bye, and we'll see you next week.
No, I'm going to do my plugs and match of the week. I'm a professional, Scotty. I've been catching up on some wrestling when I can. My match of the week is going to be from the CMLL versus AEW Ring of Honor Martez Populares CMLL show, June 17th. Hologram versus Neon, 4-star match. Go watch that if you haven't. Like I am kind of catching up. Other than that, follow us on social media if you dare. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Leave a like, rate, review, all that jazz. Subscribe to all the podcasts here on the Count Out Network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be back next week on Tuesday, practically reviewing everything we talked about here today. Noah, Stardom, New Japan, Marigold, All Japan with Nasty. We'll see how it goes. So until next week, thank you everybody for listening, and we hope you have a good one. Goodbye, everybody.